Good evening, everybody, and welcome to 3 Nights in July. I am your host, Josh Hammer, and I just want to say thank you for the group that is here, part of this evening with us. We have a great night ahead. You know, the vision behind this summer series is simple. It's bringing together, like-minded people, good conversations with people who can help us, athletes, parents, coaches, hungry learners, educators, become a bit better tomorrow than they are today. And I could not think of a better person to bat lead off for us and a better person to kick things off than Danielle Martin. Danielle is one of the top mental performance coaches in sports. She's worked with everyone from MLB to NFL, NHL, NBA, MMA, Olympic athletes to Division I, high school prospects, possibly future student athletes on this call. What I would just share, there's a Rolodex of accomplishments, Danielle, that you've had over the years, from being a professional surfer, UCLA softball alum, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, multiple-time world, national, international, and Pan American champion. Now that's just like a couple bullet points, but what I've seen, is a few times that you've spoken, I've had the chance to watch and to witness and to have kind of these micro conversations with you. But what stands out to me is, as a new dad of a 2-year-old at home, we were both kind of running around doing stuff, but I walked away from our conversation feeling empowered, feeling like what I was doing was enough, because I'm someone who, prides myself on this relentless schedule, grinding and just trying to go about things the right way and to leave a conversation better than I found. It's one of my mantras, leave a place, whether it's a conversation on the field, whether I used to be a high school teacher, so I was in the classroom, but for me and our conversations that we've had, I just really appreciate your time and your grace, and with everything you've navigated through, from what you've shared with me on a personal level, it's inspiring. And the fact that you've chosen to be here with us while you're en route in Florida, so with a different time zone, it's a little later over there, and I'm sure a little jet lag and all that good stuff. But just thank you for taking the time to invest your time here with us, and I couldn't be more excited. So I'm kind of pinching myself that I get to do this. I'm like fangirling over here, kind of excited that I get to do this. So thank you for being here. And I know on behalf of everybody that's on this call, they are eager and excited to listen in. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm always honored to be able to share time and space with young, future up and coming athletes. There's nothing that I can't learn from them too. And we've all been there, Josh. We've been in their shoes and looking up ahead and at chasing our dreams and whatever it is you want to do. And yeah, I love what you said about just leaving a place better than when you came. That's something that my grandfather always told me. So I take that to heart. And it's something that's, always on my mind. I wouldn't say every step. I wish I could say that, but it's all these moments matter, and our time and our heart are the two most important things we can ever give to anyone. And I always feel so blessed and really honored to be asked to be in a space and asked to come into a space and share what I can share and whatever I can offer in this time to any of you. Please ask questions. Nothing's off limits. Ask me anything, whatever I can give to you that will support you or empower you or elevate you to be able to be better at whatever it is you love to do, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like you need to do. Every single one of you has a very important purpose. Sports will be a platform that you kind of chase your purpose without chasing your purpose, because it will come to you at some point in time, whether you're little and you just know, or whether you're bigger, or whether you're a dad someday like Josh. And, we're all in development. And for all the things that I've done and all the things I think I know, there's just so much more I don't even know that I don't know. And so whatever I can give to you in this time and space, I feel privileged. I feel honored to see and meet each and every one of you. So thank you, Josh. Thanks for having me.
as always, I'm already ready to run through a wall. So I'm excited. Uh, yeah, thank you for that. And message received, and just that's what I think sticks out. Even when you're in your book, I finally got the hard copy. I was on the Kindle for a while, but I graduated to the hard copy. I wanted to go old school with it.
Oh,
Martial
thank you.
Mentality.
Wow.
So I know I read it. I read a couple pages to my 2-year-old before she fell asleep. So who knows? We have a future black belt in the making, I think. But
Oh, hey, black belt is just a white belt who didn't quit. So anybody
let's
can.
go. Yeah. Uh, yeah, she probably didn't know what I meant by making sure we have a good reset routine when we want milk. But uh, I wanted to start off with that because I know we have a lot of athletes on this call. Um, Page 19 in the book. I wish this is like almost like a book study, but it's the first thing that jumped out at me is reset routine has 5, right, core principles. One of them is stay calm and aware and staying in that space. And I know some of the players that are on this call have shared with me that they feel like the game speeds up on them
Mm,
and they have a tough time, um, especially in a slump. Just like what can they do to kind of dig back, just get back on in their groove to catch that barrel again, to be on time. Like,
okay.
yeah, that's
So,
one question just popped in the chat.
okay. So I'll address them all and I'm going to simplify them as best I can. Okay. I'll be very technical with my words and I will do my best to explain kind of the what, how, and why of it. Um, so the first thing is staying calm. We've all heard that as athletes in sports. And a lot of times your feelings and your emotions, because you're a human being moving through the space as an athlete. So we are balls of emotions and feelings. And when someone tells us to be calm, or we know that we need to be calm and we're feeling not calm, all your feelings are perpetuating different feelings and emotions through you, creating a sense of angst, nervousness, fear, sometimes frustration, anger. Being calm in itself is a skill set all its own. And the best way to do that is through our breath. And it's through a specific breath. Josh, I don't know if you want me to go over that now. We can go over it. Maybe you can ask me specific about breath at the end, and I'll give them that as a takeaway.
Perfect.
But the breath is the quickest thing to bring us to the present. And the specific performance breath, I will go over it now, is a 1-to-2
Sure.
ratio. Okay, so it's a 1-to-2 breath and it's a performance breath. It is taken inhale through your nose, slow and controlled into your nose, down into your breathing muscle or your diaphragm. And the two, so the one is the inhale and the two is the slow controlled exhale. So if I'm breathing in for 2 seconds, I want to breathe out 4. If I'm breathing in 3, I want to breathe out 6. So I'm basically doubling my exhale. But during performance, I really don't want you counting. You can count the breath while you're learning it and drilling it and training it. But once you go to compete, being able to just draw in a breath through your nose. So the nose is for breathing and the mouth is for eating. That will help you remember where to draw that breath in and breathe all the way down deep into your breathing muscle and then a slow, controlled exhale. The breath is the quickest thing to bring us to the present moment. And the breath is also the quickest thing to allow you to calm down. That is how you can calm down. And the other cool thing about being a human being is we're the only creatures on the planet that can overthink our feelings: sad, mad, frustrated, nervous, maybe scared, intimidated, anxious. I can overthink those things and I can choose a thought. So I can go to my breath and then my thought will be about what do I need to action or what do I need to do in the exact next moment. So let's say I'm a pitcher and I threw a ball and another ball. Now I'm going to step away. I'm going to use a breath. And my thought will go towards that next pitch and being all in all the ways I can be. on that next breath. Okay, so the breath, because it's our greatest reflex as a human being, and because we can overthink feelings, and by the way, all those feelings come from the thoughts your brain is having based on what just happened. Okay, so I choose a thought about what do I need to do? What's my job? Where am I? Am I hitting? Am I pitching? Am I in center field? What's going on? That awareness. So when I say calm and aware, I'm actually becoming something instead of trying to be it. I am just choosing thoughts and an action, breath, and I'm aware of exactly what's in front of me because there always will be that piece in front of you of the game or of a situation where you need to take action to. So that is just exactly where I go with my thought. If if I go there anyways, but with the feelings, sometimes you start feeling like you're getting played by the game or you're getting played by your emotion and it gets worse. And that's where we get the phrase of like the game's speeding up on us. Because a lot of times the game is not what's speeding up. It's the moments and the circumstances and the situations in the game that are kind of we start feeling like it's happening to us. And none of us are a victim to the game because we're choosing to play a game that is full of challenges. Opportunities are challenges. They're going to be challenging. And I noticed something, Josh, that you had written in some of the discussion is the word struggle. And I'm just going to hit on that right now.
Let's do it.
We are not struggling, and a slump is just another situation. Unless you're homeless and hungry, you're not struggling in the game of baseball because we get to play. I get to go do something like that. That means there's a lot of things to be grateful for before you ever get on the field and collide with a challenge or step to a challenge. Whether you're stepping in the box to hit, you're so blessed. You're so lucky you get to do that. That means you're healthy. There's a lot of things happening that are working for you to be able to do that. And again, I'm choosing to play the game. So it's not happening to me. It's just going to happen. And I'm either doing things that are working for me or they're not working. So right there, we take away struggle because the athlete brain loves a challenge. So Josh, if I called you up, actually, I'm going to do this with one of the kids.
Sure.
Grant.
Yes.
How old are you?
12.
Okay. Grant, if I called you up and I said, hey, Grant, it's Danielle calling. Are you up for a struggle today? What would you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you would like to struggle. Do you like to struggle?
No, but I would like push myself through it and work through it.
Okay. But your innate reaction is probably, is a struggle something you really want to do?
Not really.
Okay. So what if I called you up and I said, hey, Grant, it's Danielle. Are you up for a challenge today?
Yeah.
Okay. So his reaction was very simple and yes, he's offensive to the challenge. And the struggle, I tricked him a little bit, but his innate reaction was like, no thanks. So the challenge, when I choose to see, and we all choose to see baseball as opportunity challenge, the brain and the body says yes. And it goes to it, it leans into it. It's curious because the athlete brain, we're a little crazy. We love a challenge. And innately, before you even, and Grant, did you even ask me what that challenge was?
No.
No, you just said yeah. So maybe because Josh talked me up here, maybe everybody trusts me, but really, I think we just are nuts. We love a challenge. So when you look at baseball and you approach it with, oh, it's a challenge, even when it's difficult, because I'm choosing to play a game that's very difficult, it's very hard. And I'm training the tools mentally, emotionally, and physically to be able to go out there and go at that challenge. I get to. So I'm grateful. I'm stepping to the challenge offensively. Do you see the difference in perspective when I'm choosing thought, 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 but it's also truth, fact, fact, truth, because it's the fact and truth of us as a human and as an athlete. And the game is very difficult. No one is ever going to be able to make it easy for you. So when you get into that game and you have what we would call a slump, that's just a moment in time where something might not be working for you. And we need to figure out what does work for you. Because if you're being able to hit and you're in a lineup, you must have a talent. We just got to get that talent working for you so it doesn't work against you. So struggle, let's get rid of that word. Challenge, I'm being challenged. We like a challenge. We're athletes. Struggle, no thanks. Defense, defensive. Challenge, yeah, what do we got? Let's go. Next pitch. What do I need to do? Use breath. Calm, cool, collected. The breath shifts our nervous system. So it's actually a really great tool. It's a simple tool, but remembering to use a breath in between pitches and tee up that next pitch or that next opportunity, using breath is what allows you to be calm. It's not easy. And by the way, guys, if any of these things were so easy, imagine how many more people would be playing baseball. Baseball is a very difficult sport and it hurts, but we are not struggling. We're just not. If you choose to see a struggle, you're going to have a tough time working through your defensiveness and that, no thanks. Now you got to work through that versus, yes, please, let's go. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions just based on that piece? And by the way, this is advanced stuff. So if something doesn't make sense, that's my fault. I need to explain it better, okay? And Josh, if there's anything I can explain simpler, slow me down and tell me, okay? All those things kind of go together. They flow together in a way. And there's some little perspectives in there. We choose our thought. You guys have a lot of control choosing your thought. And choose it to, what do I need to do? Go to right to action. What's my next action?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can do it mad. You can do it sad. You can do it intimidated. And you can do it scared. You can just do it anyway. I just do it anyway. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to add is just from reading it is that whole principle of like, I think it's the fourth one, reset routine, like pick one cue, one job, one pitch. And, you know, Grant, I'm going to use Grant as an example because I've had the chance to work with him periodically throughout this year. To watch his growth and to watch him answer that question that you asked him confidently says a lot about his character and what he's doing at 12 years old to have these mature discussions. And just he's willing to be open to a new perspective. And I think that's what we're learning right now together is, you know, just interpreting things differently when they happen. And I keep going back to, even from a coaching lens of like, re-enter aligned, right? Bad play happens. How do I regulate my emotions as a coach at third base to make sure that I'm
don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, we don't, but we just choose to engage. And for a coach, you could be like, let me turn my attention onto the hitter or the pitcher or to the next kids that are up or the game situation. There's a lot of things for a coach to choose his words, his actions, even his breath. And even taking a pause or being able to say as a coach, being able to say, I don't know, because there's a lot of things we don't know. And, you know, one of the things that has kept a lot of my big leaguers coming back more times than not is just being honest and being able to, if they ask me a question, to say, I don't know, but let me figure it out. Give me a moment to process and let me figure this out. So I don't know. And for kids too, you guys aren't expected to know everything. And sometimes saying, I don't know, gives you the opportunity to find out and learn.
Right. Love it. One question came in the chat.
Yes, please.
That says, is there a cue that I can use in the batter's box or in the on-deck circle before I start to walk up in the batter's box to just help me get my mind right so I can ask myself what I'm helping kind of piece the question together, but he's basically saying like, I want to know I have a job to do, right? I have a plan, but sometimes and I know who's sharing this question, but a little bit of analysis paralysis. We're overanalyzing the situation. We feel stuck. And so I try to breathe, but then it just starts speeding up. So I think what he's getting at, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on the question, but you're asking for some sort of trigger phrase or a mantra that you've used or seen being used with players? That's a good question. I see
It's a
where your
great
mind's at.
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when you're on deck, that is your last chance to create a feel to go in and execute an opportunity. A hitter's job is one thing. A hitter's job is to execute an opportunity. What's the opportunity? Let me see. Who else can I ask? Garen,
Yeah, yeah.
may I ask
Bailey.
you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If my job as a hitter is to execute an opportunity, what is the opportunity?
Help the team do whatever needs to be done, team over your personal success.
Okay, so this is a good example. So his answer, you're not wrong, by the way. The answer becomes a conversation in his mind versus the next action, the next one thing. So if my job as a hitter is one thing, is to execute an opportunity, my job is to execute the opportunity. What's the opportunity? What would that be if it's one thing?
Whatever that one thing is, whatever you got to do.
Okay,
That's
so the opportunity, if my job as a hitter is to execute an opportunity, the opportunities are the pitches.
okay.
How many of those do I need?
One.
There it is. Okay. So I'm asking a question because I know a lot of times the answers are going to come back with results like this. It could be move the runners, get a base hit, hit the ball hard, win the game, um, team before self, all these things and these buzz phrases, buzzwords that have been said lots of times. But, or I hear, go look for your pitch, go wait for your pitch, go look for strikes. I hear all these things a lot. And that's just, it's too much. It gets too elaborated and too big because now the brain neurologically doesn't have the ability to have its thoughts on all those things at the exact time of performance. So on deck, when you're on deck, that's your last moment and chance to create a feel. I need a feel to go up, but I also need to know my job. So the feel is me preparing, getting balanced, using breath on deck to stay calm and to generate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is my calm, cool, collected, instead of now I'm on deck. I know my job. I'm reiterating, I'm getting organized. What's my job? To execute an opportunity. And now I walk over. So I get my feel on deck and I go to my one job. And a cue could just be breath. It could only be breath if that's all you can remember in that moment. I can just sit with my breath and use it. That's going to give me enough awareness that I'm going to the box. My attention's going to pick up that pitchers executing pitches. Each one of the pitches is its own opportunity. So then I tee up each pitch as a hitter using a breath with a balance. I get in and I hit from the ground up. So breath, balance, attack. And an acronym you can use for that is BBA, breath, balance, attack. My brain is offensive with breath, all in. When I use the word offensive, it just means I'm all in all the ways I can be, always. Every pitch of that game, every inning. But when we break the game down into pitches, and I know my job as a hitter and as a pitcher or wherever you are, I'm being organized. Then I prepare using breath, not just taking breath, I'm using breath. Then I get squared up, I get balanced. So now I've got my mental, emotional, physical in alignment with one thing. Everything is teed up to execute just one of those opportunities. They're his pitches, they're my opportunities as a hitter. So now my thought is just on that next pitch and my at bat. If I'm on deck, that's the moment, your last moment. So your cue is this is my last chance to get ready. I'm balanced, I'm calm. I know my job when I walk over there. That's the biggest thing, is to be organized. Because if you're managing all those things, those results in your mind at the moment to go hit a baseball, do you see how difficult that becomes? Does it simplify it for you guys when you're like, wow, I have one job and I just need one? That slows it down for you mentally because now you're like, oh, I just gotta hit one of those. And sometimes we forget that because we've overcomplicated it with lots of things being the results. The results turn into expectations, and that is what builds the pressure. Oh, everybody expects this from me. I expect this from me. Oh no, what if this and what if that and what if I can't? What if I don't? And I got to try not to. And now the rabbit hole is slippery slope of all the thoughts and the chatter, which a lot of people refer to as noise. And what that does is it speeds up our nervous system to where you feel like it's this breath that's not going in and not coming out. So when I get on deck, actually, when you put your helmet on, let your helmet be objectified as your breath. Breath. That's my cue to remember to use breath. And then I get organized. My job's one thing, to execute an opportunity. And the word execute is an attack word. It's an offensive word. And hitting is an offensive position. So now I'm going in and I'm doing all the things I need to be doing, which is just my job. And by the way, even when I do what I need to do at the plate and the ball gets, let's say I hit the ball and it gets caught, I might not get what I wanted. Did I do what I needed to do if I hit the ball hard and it gets caught? Did I do my job? Yes, right? But sometimes we don't always feel like good about it. So being able to go, gosh, is this working for me? What I'm doing and how I'm doing it at the plate, is that working for me or not working for me? And when you look at it like that, rather than, oh, it was really good or it was really bad, if I remove the judgment and I just go, what was working for me? What wasn't? I have a gap there and I just close this gap. What's in the gap? What's working? Let me identify what is working, what's not working. And now the adjustment usually will show itself. You might notice like, oh, my breathing's sped up or I'm not breathing. I just kind of was holding my breath because I got so nervous. So now I can go to breath. That will be a great tool to calm you down. And also being balanced. When I stack breath and balance and attack, when I'm using breath, I'm seeing the ball sooner. I'm seeing better. When I'm balanced, I'm squared up, ready to take a swing. Literally, if the pitcher was throwing a punch, I'm punching back as a hitter, right? We're not going to stand there and let them punch us. We got to hit back, right? I just need to hit him once and he goes down, right? And pitchers remember that you're never really ahead. You've got to get him quite a few good times exactly where you're intending to throw that pitch. It goes both ways. Pitcher's job is to execute pitches one at a time. So he can tee up each pitch using that breath, that balance, squares up, and he attacks. So even the pitchers can use breath, balance, attack, and then the hitter, and that's offensive. So when you really look at baseball, when I become defensive or nervous or scared, it makes me very defensive and it makes me want to pitch careful or freeze at the plate, or even when you're in the outfield and you're kind of feeling uneasy and you don't want the ball to be hit to you or on the infield. So being organized, guys, is so important. Knowing your job at the position you're about to play. It's gonna automatically tee up that next action, and that's gonna tell you where your thought needs to go. And when you replace the word want with need, you're gonna also get to that adjustment or that job or that action and that thought a lot quicker. Okay.
One good comment just came in the chat.
Yes, please.
I love seeing this stuff. It says, play to compete, don't play to not make mistakes. I love that you guys are learning. That's a good sign. I love that you guys are
and
chewing
competing
stuff.
To be able to compete, I need to be organized. I need to be. And I want. So need and want will intersect. I need to get a hit, but I also wanted one. That's when they collide. But I will always speak to the need when I'm playing baseball, because if I've earned an opportunity in that lineup and there's all these other kids, then I'm going to want to hang on to that opportunity. So what do I need to do? I need to do my job. That's primary over everything. Rather than I want this, and then when you don't get what you want, you get mad or sad or mad and frustrated, or then you start getting nervous. And that's sometimes I carry that frequency or energy, very defensive energy into my next AB and the next and the next and then onto the field. And that's usually when you see a little bit of what people would call a slump. Okay. And the more emotional you become about that slump, so to say, I'm never really stopping and saying, hey, time out. What is not working? And by the way, if you keep getting opportunities in the lineup, there must be something working for you still. So sometimes it's really not all bad, and sometimes it's really not all good. Because if we agree that we're developing, then that means that even when I'm being successful and doing my job at the plate and also getting the hit, I'm doing what I need to do, but I happen to have balls dropping. It doesn't mean I got it like that. This is easy now. And a lot of times players get in trouble because they start to get comfortable. So when you seek confidence with your reps and your opportunities, that means that you're making choices and you're aware of the choices you're making. You're choosing thoughts. What do I need to do? I'm organized. I know my job. I'm prepared. I'm using breath here. I'm aware, calm, aware. I'm balanced. I'm squared up. I'm ready to engage the challenge. And I'm so blessed and grateful I get to do this. And no, things are not always going to go my way. And we're crazy and we're a little irrational and unrealistic if we think that we're going to be perfect. And even some of my big leaguers, it's taken them years to realize that that perfectionist mindset is not the most realistic or rational or best approach to a game like baseball. And also the perfectionist, it steals your joy and your passion and your happiness to go out and play the game. So if you can accept that failure is going to come upon you, but you're not the failure. Failure is 100% going to come upon you in baseball and life. I failed many, many times. I've won big things. I've lost big things. I've cried. It's hurt. I've been sad. I've been super mad. But if I never got knocked down, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell you that I'm resilient. Resilient is just me committing that when I get knocked down, I'm going to get up. And we agreed, right, boys, that you guys love the challenge. We don't love a struggle, but baseball's going to be very uncomfortable. So if I'm always seeking confidence and I'm not trying to seek to be comfortable, comfort's not our friend in sports. Just isn't. So if I'm seeking confidence, so if you write down seek confidence, not comfort,
Yeah.
that means you're also choosing a game that you know you're going to get knocked down. That's pretty tough. That makes you very tough. Very tough. You're basically saying, I'm going to step into a fight. I know I'm not going to win every time. And that's okay. But I will get up and I will get better. And that's what it is. It's you are the pitcher, you are the hitter. And you're making choices to go in there and accept the challenge. And knowing darn well that I'm going to do what I need to do. The cues on deck, go in and attack. Use your breath. And then walk up, take the feel that you just created on deck and walk it into that box. Breath, balance, and attack with it. You just need one. There's no one cue. It's just a choice that you make. And it's being willing to learn how to make the right choices at the right time. The difference between good and great athletes is just being willing. And a lot of you are already that because you're on this Zoom with us, engaging in these conversations. These aren't little league conversations. So if there's something that I say and you would like to know more about it, ask me, okay? If you're like, how can I do it with this? If there's something I'm not being clear about, you tell me.
Grant, you put a really good question, I think, that a lot of the players on this call can relate to. Would you be willing to share out loud what you wrote to us in the chat?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Just some days, like in the days before a game or like a week leading up or something, or like before a tournament, I like waste time thinking about or like worrying about making mistakes or something. But then when I get out to the field, like all that goes away. Is there like a way to manage those worries and stuff leading up to the game?
That's a really incredible, vulnerable, really amazing question.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for that. I think every human being needs to hear that every day and think about that and then wonder what they can do. Okay. So, how do I manage the worries? And a lot of you, I'm assuming, and Grant, you can correct me if not, are we feeling that way because we don't want to let other people down more than anything?
Yeah, mostly I'd say yeah.
Okay. And then also ourselves because you
Yeah.
want, okay, you want to go to the next level and be
Mhm.
successful, correct? Okay. So we don't control feelings. And I think it's healthy to recognize that we care so much that we would want to go do something and show up and be successful for our teammates as well as for ourselves and our families. Okay, so that's very healthy. And there's always going to be the opposites of success and failure. Excited, a little worried. Okay, because those two things have the yin and yang. Okay, those are just opposites. So as some days you feel really excited. Some days the ball looks really big and you're like, wow, what did I eat? What am I wearing? And that's how we kind of get superstitious, right?
Yeah.
But then the worry, some of the days you're like, wow, last week I had a really great week. And this week I just feel kind of worried. We've got a big tournament, I've got a showcase coming up, and I'm feeling worried. What if I mess up? What if I go there and they don't like me or something? Just some of the worries that come up. What if I lose? What if I cost this game for my teammates? Okay, those feelings we don't control, but in those moments when you are having them, I could always say, give me one worry that I can use it as an example. What if I lose the game? Why don't you give me one? Something that comes up for you.
Uh, I'd say like worrying about like how I would feel after the game if I like don't play well.
Okay. So that's a real situation like after the game, how do I handle it?
Yeah.
After I really didn't play well?
Mhm.
Okay, let me ask you some questions. Can I go back and change that game?
No.
Okay. If I came to you and I said, Grant, I just played so poorly. I lost the game for my team. What do I what should I do this next game? I'm really scared. What would you tell me?
Uh, Probably to like know that you're good enough and that uh, if you just believe in yourself that you'll do much better and that um to just focus on breathing and focus on what you can control.
Wow, so you threw down some tools already. Okay, I appreciate that. And one thing I want to point out, he spoke to belief. And this is important for coaches too. Okay, so belief in ourself. It's and I'm saying this specifically, not carefully, but I'm speaking realistically to belief because sometimes people throw it out there like it's so easy. And I've been that person when I was younger that didn't have it for whatever reason at times. I just went and did it anyway. Even I think I did it even when I wasn't totally bought in on a belief in myself. I chose to do it anyway because maybe my love for what I was doing was bigger than my belief at the time. So
Mhm.
there's sometimes just to be brave, but he's speaking to belief specifically. So you're saying believe in yourself and know that you are good anyways. So are you insinuating, Grant, that I should believe in myself anyways because I'm good anyways because maybe I was already in the lineup, so that's proving to you that I'm pretty decent if I'm getting a spot in the lineup?
Yeah.
Okay, and also because would it be normal that that happens to me sometimes in a game like baseball,
Mhm.
right? So that'd be realistic.
Yeah.
A realistic thing that can happen to all of us. Okay. Would you say that's definitely going to happen to everybody at some point in time?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's a very realistic, rational. That means it makes sense what he's saying. What if I told you, Grant, what if I was on your team and I said, I'm going to be perfect on this team. I'm going to bat 1,000. I'm never going to have an error. What would you tell me if I was your teammate?
That's never gonna happen.
Okay. And you'd be telling me the truth. Okay. So would you say my mindset and my expectation was rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Would you say it was realistic or unrealistic?
Unrealistic.
Okay. Do you think that the unrealistic and irrational approach to the game is a good one?
No.
Okay. So you would tell me to change my approach to
Mhm.
the game? Okay. So the worries are normal. Okay. And I asked you those questions so you can kind of see that it is without me just telling you that.
Okay.
Okay. Even your breakdown of questions to me, it came to belief. Like, hey, Danielle, believe in yourself. Just because you had that happen doesn't mean you shouldn't believe in yourself. And would you agree that I should be grateful for the next
Yeah.
day if I get to play? Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Right away he said yes. All right. So would you think if I went into the next game, if I'm on your team and I'm next to you warming up and all I can talk about is how I messed up the day before, would you think I had my mind on what was in front of me?
No.
No. Can I impact what's in front of me? If I put my
Yes.
mind there and choose my thought to go in front of me,
Yes.
can I change the impact of what happened the day before?
No.
No. Okay, so us just talking about this, everyone gets to see that the direction I need to be going in is forward, and that my feelings, my sad, mad, upset, worried, do I really control those things?
Not really.
Not really, not if it already happened, right?
Yeah.
What about going forward? What should I do with the next game? I'm now I've get a new day and a new game. And what if I'm still feeling kind of yuck about the game the day before? What would you tell me?
I should be focused. You should be focused on the things that you have and what you're blessed with and be grateful for those things and make the most of the opportunities you have.
Okay, and how should I do that? What are some of the things we've talked about tonight? I should my if I can get through my feelings and choose what?
Uh to like be grateful and just like go through the things that you have and like getting to be in the lineup and getting to be out on the field and family and just all those things.
So if I go to gratitude, so that's one thing I can do when I first get to the field. I'm going to go to gratitude. And by the way, he's dropping gold for us because gratitude is the biggest and number one thing that cancels out anxiety. And he's by saying that, whether he realizes it or not, he's choosing thoughts. So he's taking control of his brain and saying, I will do this. And right there, he's taking it away from yesterday and he's putting it on into the moment. And when I use breath, my breath is my greatest reflex. It brings me to present quicker than anything else. So maybe I sit and I just breathe and I think about the things I'm grateful for. Now I open my eyes and I'm at the field. I'm going to flip my switch because I'm there to compete. Competing doesn't mean I'm there to make friends. I'm there. I'm going to get into competition mode. I'm going to flip on my offense. I'm going to be all in on gratitude. Like Grant said, number one. Then I'm going to be all in on choosing thoughts and my next action. Do you see when we even discuss this, it's like, where'd yesterday go? But if I just sit with yesterday and I walk around and I allow the feelings and I don't choose a thought in that moment, now the feelings start playing me. Now the coach might see my body language. It's defensive, it's kind of poor body language, and I'm kind of acting like a victim. Am I a victim to the game if I get to be there?
No.
Is anybody feeling sorry for me that I get to go play baseball?
Mm-mm.
No, but sometimes we feel sorry for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a real great approach to the game?
Mhm.
No, the game will probably come kick our butt even harder that day.
Yeah.
And if not, we're going to kick our own butt because we're going to get played by our feelings. My woe is me. I have to play baseball, right? But it hurts like that. And it tricks us into thinking that we are that victim of the game. So that's why we use the right words. I'm being challenged. I'm not struggling. I need to do my job. Hey, what's working? What's not working for me? Let's assess, just like Grant and I just did. Thank you so much for that. And like we're all doing here, we're just assessing. We're talking about some tools and how to use them and why these things sometimes happen. We don't control feelings. We control thoughts, and we can recreate a new feel for that day and that next moment. Those are facts and truths. Realistic, rational game plan means what's my job? I need to be organized. If we had some buckets we were working out of, organization would be one. That's just what's my job? What do I need to do in order to be successful at my job? Doesn't mean I get what I want, but what can I do? If you execute a beautiful pitch and a hitter hits it, that's not a failure. You got to ask yourself, how was that pitch? It was one of my better sliders, and he just happened to be hit my slider. All right. If he didn't hit it, it would have been a strike. So it doesn't make it a bad pitch because he hit it. It just means you're up there doing what you need to do. And that's wonderful. And you do that consistently, and you will have a job at the next level and the next level and the next level. Okay. So what do I need to do? Organized. What's my job? Prepared. So preparation, if that's another bucket, I'm going to use my breath. That's going to allow you to be calm and present in the space you're in. And you're going to become more aware when your brain and your body are in a specific nervous system that allow you to kind of see better, hear better, think clearer. And it slows everything down for you. So breath can slow our game down. It's our game. We don't technically slow the whole baseball game down. So when people say slow the game down, we're just slowing down what's going on in here, and your frequency, your energy gets calmer and you get more aware. So organization, preparation, approach. I want to be grounded. I want to be balanced. Even when I'm warming up, I want to be intentional. I want to get sights. If I'm playing catch with Josh, I'm going to get sights on him, and I'm going to use breath. I'm going to balance and make a throw, and I'm going to get it back. So we're having an intentional warm up, not just chucking balls as fast as I can with no awareness. If I'm playing a specific position, where are my throws going to need to go? Maybe I'm going to warm up those specific throws. So it's an intentional warm up. The things I'm doing have a reason. I'm doing it a specific way for a reason. That will sharpen up and clean your game up so much. Just awareness and in your approach to how you do what you do. Am I balanced? Am I squared up? When I take a swing, am I in alignment? I'm going to fire off my best swing. I'm going to throw my best warm-up pitch. So organization, preparation, approach, execution. Execution is interesting because I'm choosing to be offensive and attack, all in that moment. I'm not trying to do something. I'm either doing it or I'm not doing it. And once I'm all in like that, now I can really see what's working, what's not working for me. And I'll tell you this, after your games, track your progress. Instead of writing down, game was good today, game was so bad. It's all so good. It's also wonderful that you get to be there. What was working? What wasn't? And once you start seeing these things, you're going to go, maybe in August, you're like, gosh, I'm having a tough time. Let me go back to June and see, but you know what? That was really working for me. And I'm not doing that right now. Because as you grow, your bodies are going to grow. And as you evolve in the game, you're going to notice that something that worked for you back here, you might have forgot to keep doing it over here. And that's okay. And so now you're like, let me do that. And now you go out and you realize, wow, that really works for me. That's my thing. And this doesn't work for me. And you could notice like I was extra upset today, or I was extra scared, but I did it anyway. The feelings are a part of us as human beings. We don't control those. All we can do is overthink those and choose our next thought. And that's what you get to do. That's the superpower of a human being. There is no one cue. You can create your feel, and you can use a cue, or if you're hitting, helmet goes on. That helmet is my breath. Once you go to your breath, that's always a great go-to because it's going to bring you to the moment. And when you go to your feet, because I pitch from the ground up and I hit from the ground up, so that approach piece, that balance, once I give awareness to my feet and I'm grounded, it will take your brain to something physical and tangible and actionable. And everything, performance means action. Perform, I'm going to perform. Who will I be when I'm out there? And I'm choosing that too. So many cool choices. Sometimes we just don't think like that because we're so used to the get the run, move the runners, get the hit, get the out, get the win, get. Just show up and choose to give all in all the ways you can. Always give breath, give balance, show up and give. And you will get so much more in life. The more you give, the more you always get. Baseball is the same.
Beautiful.
Grant, you're an all-star. Thank you so much for sharing your insight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And that's how you should walk into that's how you should walk into the park, by the way, guys. If anybody has the same jersey on as you, you're welcome. Okay? All of you. How Grant said it, you're welcome. He's owning what he said in his space and himself, and he spoke on belief. That's really special. It's wonderful. You're welcome. That's right, Grant. Tell everybody you're welcome. Right? You walk into a place, if they got the same jersey on as you, are they welcome? Are you an asset on a team? Are they lucky to have you? Say you're welcome like you mean it. Let me hear you. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That's right. Everybody,
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Next time Grant could sing the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Moana song. You're welcome. All the players that I just had heard me sing and they wanted to exit the Zoom as soon as they started hearing those pipes going.
I think they're welcome. I'm going to encourage a little more aggressive welcome out of these guys.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll deepen my voice a little bit next time. We're close to wrapping up. I want to respect your time. I know you're in Florida.
No, you've got me for as much.
You're the best. Thank you. Thank you for that. This one is a question from a parent. And I think it's, the more I've been around the game, the more I think this question's an important one. It's just, what's one mistake over the years that you commonly see well-intentioned parents make with their child? And I think they're coming from, being a mom you have a boy in college, navigating that journey, and you have another boy in pro ball. So just from balancing that as well, being a go-getter and all that. I love this question. I love where we're going with it. So
I learned from my players, my big league players, and listening to them talk about their confidences and things that stress them out. That's two questions I always ask. And when I've heard from 28, 30-year-old big leaguers tell me that their parents were their biggest stresses, and then they go on to have kids and they don't want their parents around, that really hit me hard personally. And I thought, oh my gosh, I never could imagine my kids saying that about me, not wanting me around because I've stressed them out in their sports so much. And I've had grown men, big leaguers say, I really miss my dad. I want my dad. And he just won't be it. He just wants to talk to me about why I strike out. What's this and what's that? And it really destroys the relationships. And it broke my heart to hear these things. And I've heard it multiple times, all the way on down to college prospects, high school prospects. And one thing I encourage kids to do and parents to do with that is I call it the invitation. Kids, if you want your parents in that space, invite them. And unless parents, they do, don't just push yourself and force yourself into that space. Some of us have been athletes and play the game, and we can see right in front of us what's going on, and we want to say it, and we want to run in and jump in and say something, or you get fueled by your own emotion, whether it's at a coach or your own kid and the way they played, or the umpire or someone else. And this game is so difficult. It's already enough. And when you hold space and remember that they're going to have so many coaches, but they only have one of you. They have one of you. They have one mom, one dad, or one stepdad, one stepmom, but they have one of you. And they're going to need that unconditional loving space. And they want it. I know they want it. They want you to be the mom and the dad. And as difficult as it is, hold that space for them, because the batting average and all the stuff, it really doesn't matter. I mean, their relationship and their ability to feel safe and want to come to you for that love and just, hey, what do you want to eat? How are you? Without the game will be done someday, and they will move on to have families and lives beyond baseball. And I would hope that you would want to be involved in that. And there's just moments in time, they just aren't worth it. Just hold space. And if they want you in that space, let them invite you. Ask them to invite you into that space, because a lot of times they do want you to, but it's just, and we're also letting them fall down and get up and learning how to get up on their own. And we're holding that space. And we don't always need to run in and pick them up or knock them down when we think that's what they need. I mean, when it comes to the sports, just the invitation, wait for the invitation, create something like that. And remember that they're going to need your love and support, and your unconditional love and support, more than they will ever need your approval or your validation with a game. That's my advice.
Yeah, thank you for answering that question. I know it meant a lot to the parent that asked, so thank you.
We're imperfect too. We're not perfect.
Yeah,
Parents,
exactly.
I mean, kids, we're learning too. We don't come with a book, and we're doing our best. And sometimes we get a little much. We want to take out a threat if that's how we see it. And we're learning too. We're still developing. So, hey, mom, dad, please, we don't need to turn it into a big fight. The emotion fuels a lot of moments that just sometimes are unforgettable to a young kid turning into an adult, and we're the adult. So we need to be open to just learning and hearing them. That's the thing I wanted to say is there's times we listen. Listening's one thing, but hearing is a whole different. Listen to hear your kids. And sometimes we can hear them so loud when they're saying nothing, and even just their body language. So let them play, and let them invite you into that space. That's their space. Hear them. Listen to hear.
Some we could apply as coaches too. I think we're in the moment, especially.
Yeah.
This one's a fun question. I think it's a good one to wrap up on. It says,
Okay.
Danielle, thank you. It says, Danielle, thank you very much for your time. And what's the most exciting thing about the work that you get to do? And you've been doing, and then they asked, how long have you been doing this? Respectfully, you are awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going into my 11th year. And what's the most exciting? Right now, you're watching it. This is exciting to me. I love being on the journey. I'm an athlete. And when I get to be here with you, I get to be a part of your journey, and I get to do it all over again. So every athlete that I get to work with, whether it's a big leaguer or it's a young athlete starting out on his journey and aiming at the top, it's always exciting. Every single one, it's like each pitch. They're all different, and they all matter a lot. I make the matters matter. And that's the most exciting part of what I do. Is I was like you, I was born an athlete, and I feel like it's the greatest honor. We can do anything, and you're strong. You know how to manage emotions. We don't control, but we learn how to manage them. And that makes you very powerful being in the space and in your life. So it's exciting to be able to when I'm invited into that space, I get to share experiences and then watch you take those tools like a breath and be calmer and focused on that next at bat. And I get to go watch people move through those spaces and be successful. And even when they fail, they start to learn how to handle that and react and execute failure. And that is so exciting to me. So just right here, right now, I was really looking forward to this, and I do every time. I'm really touched by these moments in time, and I'm really grateful for all the questions and for your time, giving me your time. It's a big deal to me.
Wow. Grant, is that what it says? Is this say, may Grant's dad say something? I love this
Please.
stuff. Grant, your dad, absolute. I'm offended
Grant,
he
is your
hasn't
dad allowed
jumped
to
in
talk?
yet.
Is your dad allowed to talk on this, Grant? It's up to Grant.
Yes.
It's up to Grant.
Grant's
All
the
right.
gatekeeper here.
I can say something. Okay.
Okay.
Danielle, I mean, when I saw Josh post this, and we go back now, man. I mean, we're what, about a year or longer into this. We have the conversations, the empowerment of them, the journey, the privilege I have of taking this journey with Grant. And I think like most parents started off, I played basketball, so you can fix your mistakes very quickly. Baseball mistake can linger on for days, right? But here's my constant message, and I think it really goes with what you've been saying. We're all born with magnificence. We have a magnificence, and in life, golf is the one. 100 shots, you hit one good, that's why you come back again, right? And we all realize that as athletes, we have that moment, that great play, that big hit, that great pitch, the strikeout, the winning that brings us back to the game. So my consistent message to Grant is always to pursue your magnificence that already exists. And the ups and downs, the valleys along the way are just distractions from that magnificence that's there. You can't, it's there. It's whether it's art or business or whatever you're into in life. The pursuit of that is the journey that makes this all worthwhile. So it is such a privilege, the craziness that's brought us to this call tonight. And when I saw this get posted and we're like, let's go, the next 3 Wednesdays are going to be awesome. I miss them. And I'll just say, like, I'm learning too. He's 12. And as long as I'm helping him pursue his magnificence, and sometimes that's standing aside, letting him make mistakes, whatever. Everything you said tonight took us to a different level, but also in complete alignment with the message that him and this is like, I'm his parent, but we're in this together. I sit at the games, I take them, I'm there for the down times, I'm up there for the up times, and I'm always searching for the right thing to say or not to say anything at all. But it's just that pursuit of magnificence. So everyone on this call, it's in you. Go find it in that moment. And so the tools that you're giving us are just, it's awesome. It's just awesome. So thank you so much. I hope we get to spend many more, right, dude? I mean, man, this is Josh, you know it, buddy. You gave me a little sip tonight. We can't go this long without you, buddy. But that's it. I don't want to keep anyone else, but thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
This has been
Thank you for sharing
fantastic.
that.
Like, thank you.
Thank you. I like that. Thank you. Grant, thanks for letting your dad talk. Thanks for letting him have a few words.
I was waiting for Grant. I was waiting for you to go, you're welcome. But,
Yeah. Just drop it. Drop it like it's hot, Grant. You're welcome. That's right.
Man, that's a beautiful way, I think, to close this night out. I feel like we could be at a campfire talking all night, but I know you have a lot going on, and everyone.
I'm good. If you have other questions or you need anything, you got me here, and I'm in no rush.
Okay.
Yep. If any of the kids have any questions or anything specific, I'll take it. I'll take questions. I'll do whatever we need to do.
Beautiful. Levi, do you have any questions about anything? I appreciate you having your webcam on, staying engaged. I know you're listening. I know you're actively paying attention. So I just thought I'd put you on the spot, and don't feel like you have to be perfect or anything. Just whatever comes to mind.
For me, a lot is I struggle with when I'm up there, kind of like focusing my mind, like hitting,
Okay.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's just yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you sharing, man. And so what does BBA stand for?
Breathe. Wait, look, I wrote down something.
It's all right. We're reinforcing learning today, baby. Let's
That's great.
go.
Breathe, balance, and attack.
Yeah.
Nailed it. A plus.
And
Yeah.
the word focus, guys, that word is every day. You go focus on this, focus. It's very difficult to focus. Even focusing is very difficult by itself. And of course, that's a necessity for being able to get up and perform as consistently as possible. So the breath brings us to present, and the breath is kind of like the doorway into your focus. And focus is all about what I'm doing in that moment and having the ability to just do that next thing offensively, all in. I'm all in on just breath. And I get calm. You'll feel your body sometimes tingles. If you do that 1 to 2 breath ratio for about 3 to 5 minutes, it'll shift your nervous system from that maybe tense or nervous, tighter, anxious place. It'll calm you down. And now you bring awareness to your feet. And are you really squared up and ready to impact a baseball with a baseball bat? It's a very difficult thing to do. And so focus is all about taking yourself into the box and being prepared for that next one pitch to impact and execute. So now I step out and I re-tee up the next opportunity with breath, balance, and I reorganize, prepare, approach, execute, those 4 things. So I'm teeing up the next opportunity as a hitter with those things. And when I go through that cycle again and again and again, you start to realize that your ability to focus is there.
Mhm.
And although it's a challenge because of fans or coach or day before, your feelings. So all these things are always going to be there. We don't get to control just showing up and it's not there. And you're not going to find your feel, you're going to create it. So I've got to be willing to learn, how do I do that? And you guys are learning some of those tools tonight. Breath is the first thing. And also, Grant, your dad said something interesting. Gratitude is the action of being grateful. And we were all built with greatness. So what we're doing when we go to hit or we go to perform is we're showing up and we're flexing our greatness. I'm showing up and giving all the things I can in all the ways I can as it pertains to my job. Gratitude, grateful, full of greatness, and I'm flexing it. Gratitude is the action of me being grateful. I'm full of greatness. And he said magnificence. But gratitude is the action of I'm choosing to show up and give these things and flex my greatness. And then you got to be like, well, how? Well, I'm going to do it through breath. I'm going to get squared up. I'm going to get grounded, balance, and I'm going to go attack my opportunities. So I heard you say I'm struggling with that because focus is difficult, but you're just being challenged. You're just being challenged with that piece of it. That doesn't mean you can't hit. It doesn't mean you won't hit. It just means that little piece before. So Levi, I would say your adjustment, what you could do is when you put your helmet on, let the helmet objectifies your breath. So it's, oh, that's right. I got to breathe. I'm about to go on deck. And that's the last place for me to kind of be warmed up or create my feel to go into the box and execute an opportunity. You just need one. So I'm going to use my breath. As soon as that helmet is on, I'm going to remind myself, okay, using my breath to get my nervous system to calm down. And now I'm going to see better. When you stack breath and balance, you actually see the ball sooner and better. And now let's say you don't hit that pitch. You step out and I step back in, breath, balance, attack. And now you're going to be prepared, approaching, and executing that next pitch if it's a yes. And as you're approaching, if I'm already going to go in there and hit, it's yes, 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 until he gives you a reason not to. that might be a good adjustment for you to kind of enforce your offense rather than, oh, let me wait and see. That's a little defensive. I'm struggling with this and this. Let me wait and see. How about it's yes, yes, yes until he gives me a reason not to swing. I'm going to use my breath, my balance, and attack. You're setting yourself up to be offensive before you get into the offensive position. So we flip the switch. I'm not here to make friends. I'm getting offensive. I'm starting to show up and give everything I have to give, specifically as it pertains to my job. So the breath is going to be a big one for you. And then you hit from the ground up, your balance. Get squared up in the on deck circle. You're creating a feel. You're going to go up and flex your greatness. I'm grateful to be here for this opportunity. And I'm the guy. I'm going to go in there and attack. And I'm going to do it by using breath, balance, and attacking. Because you obviously can. So the piece that you're maybe having a little challenge with is maybe that moment before. So if you utilize your approach, your on deck time to create an offensive feel, and then take it into the box and attack with it. And I reset, I reorganize, prepare, approach, execute. My job is to execute the next opportunity. I'm using breath, I'm balanced, and I attack. And then I cycle that. These are not easy. We're having this conversation and we're discussing them, but now I'm learning it. I got to drill it, train it, then compete with it. Learn, drill, train, compete.
Learn, drill, train, compete.
Yes. And I think that's in the book. I think that's definitely in there.
It sure is. So Martial Mentality, where can we get the book? Is it Amazon? Is that the best place for it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Perfect.
And I wrote it so it can be like a system. These kids can have it in their bags. They can bring it. It's small. You can write in it. You can highlight in it. You can create your own approach utilizing some of the tools in there. I pretty much tee up pretty specific, simple approaches best I can, but everyone's going to have their own style. Everybody's different. It's not a one size fits all, but it is usable and actionable for everyone.
It is. I just finished it on top of Dr. Seuss with my daughter. I was able to finish this thing. I just love the way it's phrased. It's digestible and it's in athlete language, right?
Yeah.
It's like taking these big concepts, but I'm able to actually chew on them, take them with me while I'm on the road at the travel ball game, or I'm just trying to wrestle with my emotions about baseball and figuring it out. But what I love is, in particular, the reset routine. I think for a lot of you on the call, I really think that you'll see when you pick up the book on page 19, it's going to give you that first primer. And then the rest, it's like a little adventure and talks about visualization. As you were talking earlier about gratitude, it's just the chemistry of gratitude. It's not just a feeling, it's chemistry. I love the way that you articulated it. Like and then the last thing that I had in mind was feel versus feelings.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could maybe just touch on that before we wrap up and then could head home.
Sure. So we talked a little bit about at the beginning about the fact that we're humans and we don't control our feelings.
Yep.
So if I'm mad, sad, frustrated from the day before, worried, all the things that I've heard tonight and that we've discussed, I have a choice. I can either do it anyway or not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can choose to create my feel to go do it, which we've talked about. So feelings, they're going to be there. Some days you're going to have better feelings. Some days you're going to feel kind of blah or yucky, but we're going to make a choice to do it anyway. And that's why having a game plan or a process that allows you to be organized, allows you to prepare or get warmed up for your game and approach your game specifically to your job is so important. Because life's going to happen. Things are going to happen. Maybe even stuff that has nothing to do with baseball is going to bother you or upset you or make you have feelings of anxiety or feel down. And when I get to go play baseball, now I just get to choose, am I going to play baseball today? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, then I'm just going to do it anyway. And now I go and focus on creating my feel despite all my feelings because I'm choosing to do it anyway. So now I've got to create the feel to now go through and move through that space, specifically as it pertains to my job. So feel is something we control by choosing thoughts and then what I do and how I do what I do. The feelings, they're going to be there despite. And sometimes they go away when I don't really give them a lot of attention and make a big deal of them. I just kind of understand that I don't control that. I don't spend time trying not to be something. I spend my time choosing the thought for what I need to go do. I don't want the feelings that don't make me feel good, but I don't control those. So now I'm going to do what I need to do. So there's where need supersedes want in that moment. And then all of a sudden, I'm kind of where I want to be. And my feelings go away because I'm not really feeding them. So feel is something I need and I'm responsible to create. Feelings are going to be there regardless. And they're going to be there, by the way, after your game. If something's really going on that's tough on you, let's say, example, I'm having a tough time or something happened and I'm sad about it, and I have the opportunity that I get to go play baseball, the feelings are going to be there. Even if I'm scared to play in the game in front of me, I got to decide, am I going to do it anyways or not? I have a choice. You can go to the coach and be like, Coach, I'm too scared. I don't want to play. And he's going to, are you sure? You worked really hard for the opportunity. Yeah, I'm too scared, or I'm too mad, and I'm too sad. So I get to choose to create feel. And that's going to take my mind into the moment in front of me, into the action, and to execute or the challenge of the next opportunity. And all of a sudden, my feelings are like, wait, I was sad, I think, or I was mad, or I was scared. So when you choose to do something anyway, you're just choosing to take action and you're making your mind up. The mind is just there to keep us alive. We've got to be the ones to say, go in this direction, not this one. Okay, so I got to go create a feel. If I'm going to play a ball game, I need to create feel. I am responsible to do that over and versus my feelings. Feel and feelings, two very different things. Feel, I control it. Feelings, I don't. I just do it anyway.
Love it. Thank you very much for that. If there are no further questions,
Yes.
I'd like, if you're okay with that, I'd love nothing more for you guys to check out Martial Mentality on Amazon. If you have any questions about tonight or you just want a little refresher, feel free to, most of you on this call especially, text me or email me if you have any questions. And if there's something else that comes up, I'm happy to share with Danielle down the road. And thank you again, Danielle, just for your time and for just being here with us. I know it's late, so it just means a great deal to me personally, just as a coach and a Temu version of a host. I've been hosting for many years in different ways, so this is one of those, as Coach Moore said, starstruck moments I get to do this. So I'm grateful for the journey as I am under construction, trying to be vulnerable and just be the best version of myself for my players and also for my daughter. So you're a great inspiration to all of us, and I appreciate you for your time tonight and sharing with our guys.
Well, thank you so much for all of you being here and for all your time. And if you guys do get the book and you have questions, then Josh, we can do this again almost any time. If I have the time, I will be happy to give it and just to support you during your journey. None of you need help. I'm nobody to help anybody. Grant can probably help everybody better than me. I'm just here to support. Okay. I'm just here to support, and everybody who's elite will require some type of support. And when you need support, it doesn't mean something's wrong with you or you're weak or you're something like that. It just means you're brave and you really want to be elite and you want to be the best you can be. So if there's anything I can do to support that journey, Josh knows where to find me, and I'd be happy to get back on here and we can discuss parts of the book as you see and you have questions as they pertain to you and your own specific journey, because your questions will probably be what somebody else is
Mhm.
thinking maybe as well. And we'll just get on here and we'll assess and we'll see what's
love it.
working and what's not working. We'll figure it out and just get better together. Okay. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you to
Guys,
all of you.
good night. And you're welcome. Sorry, Grant, I
Yep.
had to do it for you one more time.
Thank you,
Yep.
coaches.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Get some